DC-G9LEB-K G9 mirrorless camera. About this item. It is the world's fastest camera. Never miss a shot with the LUMIX G9 mirrorless camera. Take advantage of advanced tracking performance of this 4K video mirrorless camera, shooting at fastest in class 20 fps with continuous AF for super speedy subjects. The focus locks in just 0.04 seconds and tracks motion continuously, giving you the ability to capture even the most elusive wildlife shot. Exceptional image quality. A 20.3 megapixel digital LiveMOS sensor combines with the latest Venus processing engine in this superior mirrorless camera to bring you superb detail, as well as low noise, fantastic colors and brightness. A new high-resolution mode delivers 80 megapixel, equivalent, images in both JPEG and RAW, ready for large printouts. The incredible detail and depth which this mirrorless camera delivers, is rendered by combining 8 images taken while shifting the sensor, 4K video and 6K photo. This mirrorless camera 4K video delivers incredible video resolution for breathtaking quality, making every detail ever so flawless. 6K photo ensure you never miss the perfect moment with 30 photos per second at 18MP. Panasonic LUMIX Vario Marit 12 to 60 mm f/2.8 to 4.0. High quality versatile lens that provides beautiful bokeh. Designed to be dust and splash proof as well as freeze proof down to -10. Compact and light. This 4K video mirrorless camera has been designed to give you the maximum freedom with its lightweight design and compact size. Much smaller and lighter than a DSLR, the G9 is ideal for traveling light while still capturing high-quality images. LUMIX G lenses are much more compact than equivalent DSLR lenses, giving you the flexibility to shoot from a distance with a telephoto lens and still keep things crisp. Compatible with the new LUMIX Tether for streaming, beta, software program for PC. Here is a review by Red for Short, a game developer, photographer and music producer from Swansea, Wales, United Kingdom. He rated this camera at 5.0 out of 5 stars. Reviewed on the 8th of April 2020. He said, "I've been using a Sony a6300 for the last year and a half. Very fed up of Sony's color science and prices, I decided to try something different and picked the LUMIX G9. Here's my experience with it. Focus. Autofocus is nice and quick. Very quick. A little hunting in low light, but being an MFT camera, you will expect that. Daytime shooting in both photo and video is excellent. There are the usual suspects here. AFS, for single shot, AFF, F stands for flexible, for moving subjects, AFC, continuous, you'd mainly use this for video, and finally, MF, total manual control. All work good enough. May not be advanced as Sony's, but no other camera manufacturers are, and it's certainly good enough. Face tracking is great. Also, this camera has animal detection. This means it will recognize most animals you'll encounter and track it while keeping focus on it. The camera's focus modes are face/eye and animal tracking, self-explanatory. Tracking, this is where you aim at your subject, then half-press the shutter to set a lock on that object. You can then release your finger from the shutter and it will track that object. 225 area, for uncentered subjects. Custom multi, you can set the shape of your focus area. Not sure how this works as I don't use it. One area, this focuses on the subject that is in the autofocus box, you can touch focus to select it. Pinpoint, when you half-press the shutter button, it'll enlarge the focus cross area to see more clearly. I love this. Stills. Colors are good. Skin tones are nice. More like Canon, way better than Sony. The shutter button is sensitive. But I think this is to help eliminate camera shake while taking stills, and it does do that. Keep in mind, this camera has a small sensor, MFT. So if you find you need to shoot with a shutter speed as low as 20 to 30 indoors, then having a sensitive release means you don't have to press it hard to take a shot. Therefore the camera doesn't move from the pressure of the shutter press. Genius really, and you do get used to it quite quickly. I like it. The sensor is 20.3 MP, so not the biggest and best out there, but it's certainly enough for most users. There's really no point going bigger than that unless you plan on printing billboards. And even then you don't need to go higher, as billboards are made to be seen from a distance. The pictures are sharp, but of course that depends on the lens anyways, and give nice detail. There is a HDR mode that takes multiple shots at different exposures and combines them in camera to create a high dynamic range image, and this works well. The most exciting thing about this camera though is the 80MP stills mode. You have to use a tripod for this though, as it needs to be still. It uses the in-body stabilizer to move the sensor while it takes multiple shots and then stitches them together to make one huge image. Keep in mind though the images it creates are massive in size. But they are awesome. Seems you'll have no problem printing billboards with this camera after all. So we also have a 4K and 6K photo mode. This is cool. There's a few options with this, but in short what this allows you to do is, when you press the shutter release, it'll start recording a 4 or 6K video in 30 FPS and each frame will be 18 MP. You can then cycle through the frames and choose one, or more, to save as still images. This way you never miss a fast-moving subject again. It can also be set to start recording images before you even press the shutter release. The images are just as good as stills too. It's pretty amazing really. Video has a lot of picture profiles, including scene-like but no log profiles without paying around £80 extra, sucks. Available from Panasonic's website. The G9 used to be mainly a photography camera, with few video features. Not anymore. After the November 2019 update we've seen an increase in video capability. The video options of this camera include 4K 60p, 4K 50p, 4K 30p, 4K 25p, 4K 24p, FHD 60p, FHD 50p, FHD 30p, FHD 25p. All the above is recorded internally as 8-bit 4:2:0, but you can also record externally in 10-bit 4:2:2. And in FHD you can go as high as 180 FPS in high-speed mode. Since the November update you can now record internally at 10-bit with hybrid log gamma in 4K 24, 25, and 30 FPS in HEVC mode. There is IBS built into this camera. This means that it uses a mechanical stabilizer inside the body to countermove the sensor to eliminate shaky hand movements. And it is awesome. With the ninja walking technique you can achieve gimbal-like shots no problem. Use this with a lens that has optical stabilization and your videos will be smooth. Function, monitor and EVF are awesome. They're both bright and clear and give you all the needed information including histograms, audio levels, focus peaking, zebras etc. But, I don't like that it doesn't tell you on screen what your focal length is. Nor does it say in the playback mode. The only place you can get this info is in the metadata of the file, once you've transferred to PC. I find this very strange. So focal length marking on a lens is a must for this camera. Luckily with the Leica 12 to 60 mm, it does have markings you can use. This camera has lots of customizable buttons. And as it has dedicated WB, ISO and EXP comp buttons, you have more options for FN buttons. There are 3 FN buttons on the back and 2 unmarked custom buttons on the front. I love the placement of these. You also have an FN switch on the front too. FN switch is good to have, but could have easily worked as a button too. Don't know why they went with a switch design. It is a little stiff to use. Would have rathered a toggle button. But I still love it nonetheless. Wi-Fi connection to phone is a star. Works quickly and easily. The app is good. Allows you to control ISO, shutter speed, WB, f-stop, exposure comp, shooting mode, focusing mode, basically everything except manual focusing. It is low latency, meaning there isn't much lag between action in front of the camera and the display on your phone screen, so can be used for video too. Ergonomics/design. Camera ergonomics is okay, but I find it is a little on the large side for a mirrorless camera. I'm used to Sony a6300. I have smallish hands though, so may not be a problem for you. If you use an L bracket for mounting to tripod, the side articulating monitor will not rotate all the way around, as L bracket prevents this. But this is the case for all cameras with this style monitor. Personally, I'd rather the monitor rotate upwards like the Sony a6400, but I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, as the hot shoe will be an issue. But I have no problems using a cold shoe relocation bracket to solve this. Just my opinion. Weather sealing seems good. I've used in light rain, and no problems. Of course you have to have a lens with weather sealing too for it to be effective. The Leica 12 to 60mm does have this, so you're good if buying this as the kit lens. There's probably loads more features that I've missed, but I think I've covered the most important ones. Hope this was somewhat helpful to you. If so, click the button below so I'll be able to see. Thank you very much. Smile. Weight lens, Leica 12 to 60mm, with camera, 1031 grams. Weight of camera, 657 grams. Weight of lens, Leica 12 to 60mm, 374 grams. This is a highly recommended camera. Go for it. Thanks for listening.